All right, here we go. What's up? What's up? We're back. We back. It's been a few days. I haven't streamed since New Year's Day. Thank you, Normandy Beach, for your music. Put that on low. All right, so I am Gabriel Rathweg. I am a writer who is streaming and not a streamer who is writing, which I say a lot. And yeah, I've been gone for, I don't know, 5-6 days. Took some time off, had a lot of things going on that I've had to do. But I'm back, and yeah, gotta do the work. Let's see. Say hello to my cat. Hey, Wesley, take a nap. That's my cat. He's hanging out with me. Let's see. We talk about, what do I do? I'm a writer. I write science fiction fantasy books. Here's my other cat. This is Yuki. Say hi. Woo! That's Yuke. Boom, boom, boom. All right. Science fiction fantasy books in LITRPG, time travel, science fiction, alternative history, historical fiction. So that's what I do. And then first thing I usually do is give a writing tip. Today's writing tip is take a break if you need it. I needed a break. Just life stuff, had things to do. Can't really talk about it right now. Nothing really bad. Nothing bad, all good stuff. But, you know, you gotta live and do things. So I had a lot of things to take care of, which I still have things to take care of. But, you know, new year, new stuff. Right. So let's link some books and things. We'll go over what I usually do is talk about my books, talk about what I'm working on, go over what I'm working on, do some social media stuff, do some social media stuff, do some number stuff, and then do a little bit of writing and then call it. Probably going to be about an hour-ish podcast today because I just have a lot of things to do. I'll get into that in a minute. Anyway, so stressing again. What was I going to stress? I might switch books. I think I'm going to switch books and I'm going to do... I just finished Warrior Academy 1 and I'm about 10,000 words into Warrior Academy Book 2. And I'm having a very tough time really getting going. And yeah, I don't know. It's like, how do I explain it? It's just hard. It's really hard. Book 1 was really hard to rewrite, and Book 2 is, I'm finding, very difficult to rewrite. Much more difficult than writing a new book. And so I'm already 5 days behind. Like, the goal was to be 5,000 words a day, and today I should be at 35,000 words day 7. But I'm actually only a little under 10,000, like 9,500. And that's with Warrior Academy Book 2, which I'm rewriting, but it just ends up being a lot more more than rewriting, because it's I thought I was just editing it, but it's actually rewriting and editing. So I'm editing it and rewriting it and basically doubling the size of the book. So it's kind of crazy. Like, I was just meant to do about 5,000 words, the first like 2 chapters, and then what ended up happening is it became 9,000 words. The 5,000 words, the 4,500 words became 9,500 words. So really, what I need to do is focus on that book, but it's just such a slog. I need to reset my mind. So what I'm going to do is go back to Island Home Defense, which is part of the book series. The two book series that I sold to Tantor were Warrior Academy, books 1, 2, and 3, and Island Home Defense 1, 2, and 3. And I plan to give them each month a book each month. But what I think I need to do is reset my mind for the story. My cats are in here hanging out. And so what I think I'm going to do is switch back to Island Home Defense. Then February, go back to Warrior Academy. Then March, go back to Island Home Defense and just kind of flip flop and see if I can knock those out. Excuse me. Because I find starting a new story gives you a lot more. It's a lot more creative. It's a lot easier, a lot more fun it's a lot more fun and creative to do a new story. It's a lot easier. I hate to say it that way, but it is just a lot easier. Like, writing a new book is so much easier than rewriting an old book. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. And then here's the links to all my Amazon books, and then let's go back. And so here's the latest book, Warrior Academy. So we're sitting at 3.9, which is okay. I'm pretty sure I'll go up to 4.5 once more ratings come in, but it's only got 19 ratings. It's just I haven't promoted it. I'm gonna promote it probably at the end of the month after I finish book 1 of Island Lit, but it's still sitting at 4,600, which is not great. But like with zero promotion and just sitting there without anybody pushing, with nothing, just being there, it's good. And I'm actually okay with that. So yeah, I mean, that'll come out and it'll be really good. So I mean, it'll have let's do this. It won't have like highs and lows. It'll just be a steady sales line. And I think what I'm kind of doing here is a different sales strategy. So normally you have like a 3-book, 6-month sales window, or a 3-book, 3-month sales target. I should probably stop moving back and forth. But I don't like standing still, so I kind of move around. So since I'm doing a 9-month book release strategy where I put a book out each month, what I'm hoping is going to happen is I'm kind of staggering categories. So Warrior Academy is young adult teen lit RPG fiction, while From Chef, Crafter to Conqueror is historical fiction, time travel fiction, alternative history. You know, it's a very bunch of different genres. So the hope is like, I'm basically double dipping or staggering the 2-month, 6-book release strategy by having a book alternating each month. So I'm not like counting on like each book to be bestseller each month. I'm counting on like a 2-month window, 2-month window, 2-month window for each staggering set of books. So I don't know. We'll see. But you won't really see I won't see a real change in regular sales numbers for those categories until like the 3rd month, because month 3 will be, well, the 4th month, because it's 2 new series. And then after those come out, it'll be back to From Chef. So it's a weird genre thing, because From Chef, the genre is completely different from Warrior Academy, which there's some overlap with my readers, but not enough to where they all want it. But then Island Home Defense is an overlap in both. So that's the one that'll come out at the end of this month. And so that'll be interesting to see. So yeah, anyway, that is the point of all that. So let's see. From Chef, book 6 still doing great. The audio must be done because they emailed me about the cover art, which, after I'm done here, I'll get my phone. I don't know where it is. And they want the cover art for the book. So I imagine they want to release it soon. So I was thinking it might be another month or 2, but it might be just another month, which is pretty great. But yeah, From Chef is still killing it. Doing good. I mean, I can't complain. I would like it to do better, but I mean, shit, it's great. We dropped down to 4.4 on Goodreads, so we're sitting at 4.5. If this shoots up to 4.5, I imagine this will shoot up to 4.6 or 4.7. You can really shoot 0.1, 0.2 deviation from Goodreads. Yeah, but you know, we're still at 99%, 3 stars and above, 89, 4 and 5. It's good. All right, well, that's linked. So let's see. I'll need to do a new cover for Island Home Defense. So anyway, the point of what here's a visual. So I'm on chapter 3 of Warrior Academy Book 2 at 95, 500 words. And I still have another 4 pages in to chapter 3, and this will end up at like 11,000 words at the end when I rewrite and edit it. Now, what I'm going to do is switch to Island Home Defense, and that's at 19,300 words. So that means I only have 80,000 words to go. And so I think what I'll do is speech to text the next 80,000 words, and I'm going to try to finish that in the next 10 days. That gets me done on the 17th. So if I can get speech to text done in 10 days, that gives me another 10 days to rewrite and edit to get me to the 27th. And then I can release. And then over the course of this time, I'll come up with the new cover that I want to do, which will be, hey buddy, somewhere in the vein of like, I think it'll be a 3-dimensional, like a 3D top-down shooter style cover. Well, you'll see the main character like from a top down, maybe like a Fallout, like the video game Fallout. Yeah. And then it'll be defending the home where he's shooting out into like this forest. Let me stay here, like the forested area with like monsters all in it, and he'll have a gun, and then in the background there'll probably be like night, and in the night there'll be like a crazy moon and dragons flying and monsters flying through the sky, and yeah. And then I think so far I have introduced something called like thunder, like monster cats, because currently with the story, the main character gets isekai, King Arthur, Connecticut Yankee King Arthur's court, into this other world. It's supposed to be his father, but it's him. He goes, and then he goes with his father's cat. The cat becomes sentient, but then the cat somehow gets like a harem of electric cats, like cats made of electricity, but these, I call them Thundercats. There's going to be a lot of 80s, 90s references and nostalgia because the character takes place going back to his high school reunion in the 80s, which is actually older than I am. I'm not actually that old. My high school reunion was 99, so it was the year before the end of the 1900s, as these youngs like to say. So, speech to text, 80K. That'll actually give me 2 books, because as I rewrite and edit, it'll probably balloon up to 150,000 words. And then if I'm done with that on the 17th with the speech to text, and then I get it to my copy editor, which is just my wife. She reads when I get it like rewritten and edited, she'll read it and then put her notes on, because like she translates a lot of what she calls like Gabe speak, the way I talk about things, into a way that's more palatable for everybody else. So yeah, that's a doable window. It's a real doable window. Okay. So that's the plan. All right. So right now, Island home defense and LITRPG, progression fantasy, RTS, FPS style mechanics. My Island Book 1, Island Home Depot. So I think the titles, the stories, the story has deviated from its original intent quite a bit. So like, I have 19,000 words on this story, but originally it was going to be this one, which was going to be an isekai going back in time into the 80s, the main character going back in time to the 80s, where the whole island gets like isekai'd, and it's a lit RPG, kind of similar to Island of the Sea of Time, but that morphed, and it went from that to, which I have almost 4,000 words in this, to my island, which is a home island tower defense. So what I think I'll do, what I'm sure I'll do, is take this, rewrite, edit, continue from the end, which I believe at 19K, with 19,000 words, should end up being about 25 to 30,000 words by the end of rewrites and edits. And plus, I'll have to add tables and charts because it's going to be a lit RPG. But since it'll be a tower defense as well as a progression fantasy, okay. So, okay. So what I'll do is this. Currently, I'm at the point where he goes back to his. Hey, did you see my brass knuckles? Wait. Ah, look at that. It's hard to see them because they're gold, but they're legit brass knuckles. But so what I'll probably do is, all right. Let me just catch myself up to the story. Where am I in the story? So the main character's name is Law, which might change. He is like a 50-something, late 40-something, drunken, kind of vagabond, loser, didn't really make it due to some things like, he's like a blue-collar guy, knows how to do a lot of normal shit, was in the military, blah, 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 but kind of just lived a life that was like, not what was supposed to happen. He was like a high school basketball star, him and all his friends, and then there was a tragedy. One of their friends on the high school basketball team killed themselves, suicide, blah, 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 ruins all their lives. He disappears, comes back into town. When he comes back into town, he is isekai. He goes to his father's house. His father's gone. He's isekai'd back to this world in his father's house with the whole house. And the twist in the story is he's not the isekai. The house is the isekai. Like the house is the strength would be the house, and that's the twist. So like the main character is going to derive. The main character is gonna derive. There's another. Anyway, character's gonna get all of his main character's gonna get all his power from the home, and the home is really what's gonna be the catalyst, the engine that drives the story. So upgrading the home will cause the character to be strong when he's in the home, the property. So it's like a legit tower defense. But the character will have like his own abilities and stuff that are much weaker. He'll be like real weak, normal weak, outside of the bounds of the home. So it'll allow me to have an OP main character along with a weak main character. So I can like kind of do both of those. So like that'll be fun. Okay. So what happened was, so he gets isekai in his father's home. The cat becomes sentient. It's familiar. There's a time crunch when there's like a power shield over the home, and it gets like somehow gets like because it's like an OP home, it gets sent to like the hardest place in the world, this, you know, forest of doom, whatever, in the whole isekai world, because it's so OP and the character's in there. And then he runs around his father's house, grabs some guns. His father is a retired military guy, kind of a prepper. A lot of the house stuff will be focused around prepping, so there'll be a lot of like survival things that already come with the house that'll probably be turned into some type of like magical, like if you isekai an entire home into like a forest in the middle of nowhere, right? How's the plumbing going to work? How's the electrical going to work? How is everything going to go? How does it get gunpowder? How do they grow food? Like there has to be some things, like some vessels that allow me to work with. So at being a prepper home, I'll have a lot of the stuff there, like vegetables they can grow and like different kind of meats and stuff in the refrigerator that'll be like a, you know, like exclusive. Like there'll be a lot of like things the MC can use, the main character can use to like grow wealth for this once they establish like a contact with the outside world. But being that the homestead was, I think homestead. What if we call it homestead? Lit homestead? Maybe homestead is a good title. What if we go My Island Homestead? Somewhere there's this in there. Okay. And then for being a prepper's home, and since it's a prepper's home, there'll be a lot of like material there that the main character can use to reinforce the homestead. So a lot of it will be like building things to defend against creatures in the woods. And then there'll be like jaunts for resources out into the woods, which will be super dangerous because the extension of the homestead power buff to the main character will be only so far. Yeah. Okay, so when I know I'm just like all over the place. I haven't streamed for a while, and like it took a lot of decision making ability. Jesus, that was dumb. It took a lot of thought. It took a lot of thought. A lot of thought went into switching tracks and going to this book instead of staying on War Academy Book 2, because I really want to rewrite the series and get done with it, but I'm just the mental aversion I have to doing it is so strong that I haven't been able to work in 5 days. But now that I'm doing this, I'm like, I gotta work. So I think it's a good idea to switch tracks and come back, and which is what I said at the beginning, which was like my tip. Hey, take a break, refocus, blah, 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 blah. And I think by doing this will help free a lot of my mental, because I've been so focused on why can't I just knock out Warrior Academy Book 2. Anyway, so the main character fights off the monsters in the homestead when they get escaped to the new world. When the shield goes down, the cats come in. They actually help because the familiar actually saves the main character's life because the cats find him attractive, and then he ends up like with a harem of these electrical cats, and they call them thunder cats. And that is also how I power the home. There's going to be the Thundercats are going to be providing electricity, so that'll be how the power comes. And then I'm going to have some kind of water monster come in next. That will be how the plumbing will be handled. Like some kind of like slime thing where we create like a moat river that connects to the plumbing via blah 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 blah. Yeah. And then as the homestead grows in power, and it's what do we call it? It's aura, it's reach, its area of effect grows. You can extend the tower defense out, like make more of a wall, or no more buildings, or increase the, we're going to grow crops here or something there. So it's like, what's really popular right now, I've noticed, and this is probably why I'm going this way, is every video game on the iPhone, not the iPhone, on the iPhone, but every video game that I see, these mobile games, is some version of tower defense, RTS strategy building, and I see people really into that, and it's a click, 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 click thing. I see myself getting into it, and too, like these, Last Stands and like Wild West and Polar Storm, all these like the top 100 games on the App Store are all these like tower defense, build your base up things. And so those are like my wheelhouse. That's what I grew up on. Command and Conquer, StarCraft, Warcraft, RTS, not Warcraft. Well, WoW too, but so I think that's why I really want to do this, because it's really been on my mind for a while, and I think it's really in the zeitgeist. And I think people are really going to like it, and it's going to be really good. And the plan is to go from this first book to the homestead, then we'll increase the homestead to like more places, and it'll be like a city builder, like a Sim City builder. And I've noticed that these manhwa are very, very popular on YouTube. I see them all the time, and I see a lot of rip-offs, a lot of junk. I see a lot of shitty knockoff, like zombie manhwa copies, like from people in other countries, just ripping things off and like making stories that aren't even really city builders. Like there's a Michael Cisa book that's like what's it called? The Mage. What is it called? Michael Cisa. Yeah, here we go. Legend of the Archmage. Yeah, and this is a isekai city builder where the main character gets reborn in the body of like a worthless noble, gets sent out to the boondocks, build this city up with modern knowledge, blah 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 blah. So really good series if you're into that. But I see that as like the thing that, if you look at this, watch. Blah blah blah. Went back in time, created the most advanced village. Kingdom Panic brought modern technology. Born in the Middle Ages, turned small province into a large empire. Return to the past, created advanced medieval settlement. Kicked out a dorm, built a house where like girls hang out. It's actually not. These actually aren't about this. Like I clicked on these to check them out. They're not actually about this. Some of them are, but they're not actually. When a prodigy is exiled, develops the city with magic. It's not actually about this. But these are the titles I'm seeing. Becomes a god who rules entire civilization. Lizardman, not quite. So that's what they're his rejected by his party, build a kingdom and doom lands. Not quite. But these are the titles. 400 genius IQ, blah, 400 IQ genius reincarnated as a 10-year-old in a world where magic depends on intelligence. See, these are the things. This one is actually a city builder. But once you get to like, with these manhwas, once you get to like chapter 100, they just get ridiculous. It's no fun. But the beginnings of them are always pretty interesting. But yeah, so these are all like enter the world with a hellish survival difficulty and build a kingdom. At tower defense. So like, I really think this is the current zeitgeist, build a fortified base with endless food in the middle of an ice apocalypse, blah, 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 blah. Because everybody's like worried about the end of the world, and they're always like currently, I think what's on everybody's mind is like World War III, end of the world, doing shit yourself, blah, 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 blah. Especially people like me. That's all I can fucking think about. And so I really think this is the series that I gotta knock out first before I can go back to War Academy. Which is great because it is part of the series that I promised Tantor Audio for my book deal. So I'm not flaking, I'm just doing the other book, which is great because they'll see. I think I need to capitalize on this time and this being in the zeitgeist. And it's, if you ever hear, there's a saying that luck is preparation meets opportunity. Well, currently, is it luck or excellence? I don't know. There's like, what is it? Let's see what that preparation meets opportunity quote. Yeah, luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity. I said it. I was right. But that is where I'm at right now. And I think because I've been writing these alternative histories for so long, and they're actually my favorite genre. I love alternative history. It's my favorite. It's the most fun, I think. And currently, it's in the zeitgeist. Like, people are thinking about it. Maybe not you listening and watching, but the world. Like, what's popular in manga and manhwa right now in Asia is what's popular in the US in a few months. Or since right now, because look, this is 3 weeks ago, 4 months ago. So this is currently what's going on in the US. So this was popular a year ago in Asia, but now it's popular in the US. So I capitalizing on it right now is what's key, I think, is what's key. So yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. So now what else do I need to do? Let's check on Opus. We got to look at that. I think I need to add more credits, but I don't want to show my credit card information, so I won't. Okay, expired. Okay, I'm pretty sure I was on here. And now we are here. So, yeah, I think day 8, and that expires today. Yeah, so what I'm going to do is put this in. I'm going to save it so it does not expire. Save storage. Okay. Then we can knock that out. This is 2 days, 3 days. I need to go through all of this stuff and post them all. I don't know if I need this. Oof, so much. All right, let's go to calendar. Let's see where we are. I think I'm on the 19th. Yeah. No. 11. Oh, wait. The 20th at 3 a.m. on the 20th. 3 a.m. on the 20th. So 3 a.m. on the 20th. This is where I was here. So what I'll do is just knock this out. So I have a placeholder. And then I'll come back to this later. Schedule that. Okay. What else? I'm going to need to do a new series. So actually, I only put 2 up for this, but 30 people read it. I mean, I only put two chapters. The chapter 1 is basically intro 700, and then that. So, but that was the 4th, so I'm not keeping up. Yeah, I need to be better about that. So what I'll probably do is put in ISLANDLIT here, and we'll do it on Royal. I don't know. I may not. No, I will. I'll do it on Royalroad. Why not? But yeah, we'll do that. All right, my island homestead. My island. What about island homestead? No, because it's not actually in an island. Let's do homestead. Homestead. what I think will happen is, yeah. So what will happen is, at the end, okay, I think I know the end. I think what will happen is he'll find out that the house in the middle of the forest is on an island in the forest. And the homestead's area of effect will extend out big enough to cover that island. And so by the end of book 1, yeah. And outside the island will be in between 2 rivers, and at the end of book 1, the main character will meet outside civilization by people traveling on the river through the forest, because that's the only way they can. And they see him, they see him fishing on the river bank, safely just relaxing at the end of the book. And that's how book 1 ends. Book 1 ends by meeting new people that are sailing through the forest of death, or whatever it's called, and see the MC fishing leisurely on the bank, and can't believe it. MC is in like t-shirt, or is in like shorts, and that's it. Meets let's see, what kind of people are they? Royalty, in danger, ugly prince, hot princess, fiance, 2 kingdoms, ugly inside, hot outside, prince, hot princess, fiance, 2 kingdoms. Their marriage is like, Romeo Juliet. No, like to end the war and form alliance. Very, very quick cutter. All right. So that is the end. So basically, book 1 will be a series of castaway, like Tom Hanks by himself with his Wilson, which is his cat, and forming a homestead in the island. Okay. All right. I think I'm pretty good with that. I think it's a real good direction. Sorry for eating on camera. I'm so hungry. You need breakfast today? All right. I think that's a win. So I think starting tomorrow, what I'll do, I'm going to stream really early in the morning, because I get up at 4 a.m. Why am I talking like that? I'm going to stream really early in the morning because I'm talking like that. No. But I get up at 4 a.m. every day, so I'm going to try to start streaming by 5:30 and be done by 6:30. I'm going to do an hour each morning, and that will give me time to do social media posts, check numbers, make my plan for the day, upload and go over whatever speech to text I have, And then after that's done with speech to text, then I'll still do that, but then I'll do rewrites and edits on the stream. And that'll be the plan going forward to the end of the month. And it'll be full speed ahead, My Island Homestead, or whatever derivation, that's what I was looking for, thereof the title is. And I'll figure that out. As the book continues, I'll get a better idea of the title. Yeah, okay. All right. Not bad. All right, so I think that'll be the stream for the day. I got a lot of stuff to do. I'll be back tomorrow. And yeah, cool. All right, tomorrow morning, early, 5:30 stream, 6:30 ending. Island home defense. All right, I don't think I have anything else to talk about. We'll get this on Royalroad. I'll get the cover figured out, done, sent to the cover artist. I think that's it. All right, people. I will talk to you later. Have a great day. And yeah, stream over. Deuces. I'm gonna end it now. End stream. Peace out.